By Treasurer Josh FRYDENBERG from Canberra. Treasurer, the nice thing is the weather really turned it on for Victoria today.
It might be a stormy day in Victoria today, but it's certainly a day to celebrate, Ali. This is a welcome relief for Victorians who, as you know, have endured the longest lockdown anywhere in the world. So to get their freedoms back, to have the masks removed from outdoors requirements, to be able to go and visit family or friends in the regions, to have a swim or go to the gym, or indeed, you know, go for a meal. It's going to be a really welcome relief after what has been a pretty tumultuous and hard couple of years.
I mean, I can't believe you're not down there getting amongst it today, Treasurer.
I'm on my way later today. I've just got some work to do here, but I'll be joining my family this afternoon and in the next few weeks making my way up the Great Ocean Road to Lorne, which is obviously one of those great regional spots in Victoria.
It's a great spot, Lorne. I get a little bit car sick, but anyway, we'll save that for another day. Look, the state's economy is far from...
Hey, Karl, Karl, can I say, Karl?
Yeah.
Karl, can I say we need you in the pier to pub next year? We need you jumping off that pier, swimming to the pub, having a beer, and enjoying the best of what Lorne's got to offer. Maybe
I could just go straight to the pub. Hey, Treasurer, a note with interest today in a lot of the press. Look, it looks like we've avoided a recession. It looks like the economy is bouncing back pretty fast. Is that surprising to you in any way?
We've always been confident that the economy would show that level of resilience. It did last year, if you remember, Karl, when we saw the lockdowns, and then in the back half of last year we had the strongest economic growth in 50 years, and the unemployment rate today is at 4.6%, whereas back at the start of the pandemic last year was 5.1%. So the economy has done very well in very difficult circumstances. That being said, the Delta lockdown was a big hit. Two larger states of New South Wales and Victoria being in an extended lockdown. But this improvement to the budget bottom line is worth about $8 billion for those 3 months to September. And it's a function of businesses reopening, people getting back to work, and overall confidence in our economy building.
And Josh, as you would know, businesses are saying they can bounce back even faster if they could just find the workers. I mean, that's going to be better for your balance sheets. Why aren't you working faster there to fix that problem and to find them the workers that they need?
Well, certainly we do know about the labour force shortages that are across the economy. It's in hospitality, it's in construction, it's in aspects of the mining industry, IT sectors as well. Of course, we're training up people as fast as we can, and we've made major investments in that regard in recent budgets. We've also been investing billions of dollars in apprenticeships, and that's obviously having a big and positive impact as well. But in terms of international labour, we've been able to make allowances to bring agricultural workers in from the Pacific nations. I mean, that's going to be important for our farmers. But also, the sooner we can bring in skilled workers as well as international students, I think would be a good thing. So we're looking at those timelines. We've obviously made announcements with respect to Australian citizens being able to come in, not having to quarantine in Victoria and New South Wales is welcome if they're double vaccinated. So things are moving in the right direction, and things are moving faster than what was previously
It does need to happen. I mean, look, there are restaurants, and as you say, hospitality, tourism, they all need workers, and they need it now, and especially in the ag sector as well. And what timeline are you actually working on? When will they start to arrive?
Well, again, it's going to depend on the medical advice. We do want to see what happens once the cohort of Australians who are returning without having to quarantine, as long as I said, double vaccinated, and they get a negative test upon arrival. We want to see how our health system can cope with those arrivals, and then we'll make decisions in light of that. But we have seen a number of positive announcements about borders reopening, about home quarantine, about Australians being able to move more freely within their country, but also in and out of our country.
We noted too overnight the French president has finally spoken to our Prime Minister. Who called who?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I think it was a pre-arranged call. It was a candid conversation, as I understand it. And of course, the French are deeply disappointed, and no surprise there after a large contract has come to an end. But This was in Australia's national interest to reach this newer partnership with the United Kingdom, with the United States, to give us access to the best technology for our national security. Now, nuclear submarines are only one aspect of that. The work in artificial intelligence and cyber security is another aspect of that. And we have got an enduring partnership with France. It's long-standing. They're major players in the Indo-Pacific. Our economic two-way trading relationships worth more than $7 billion a year. We've got other defence partnerships with France. Those relationships should continue. Hopefully we'll get back on an even keel before long. But overall, our focus has been on our national security, and that's why AUKUS has been so important.
So what you're saying is they've spoken, but not all is forgiven, and they're not BFFs again just yet.
Well, I think obviously it's going to take a bit of time.
Okay.
And of course this is an important first step, and it's a welcome first step to have this conversation between our Prime Minister and their President. But of course we'll continue to invest in that relationship because it's obviously faced a bit of a difficult time in recent weeks.
I'm not sure anyone's losing sleep over it. Anyway, it seems like you're still surprising the Nats. I mean, poor old Barnaby Joyce looks like he hasn't slept in months. I mean, he's been poring over the details of your net zero plan. All those details are filling his head, and he doesn't know which way is up. He doesn't know whether he's Arthur or Martha. I mean, why aren't you involving Barnaby and the Nats? Why aren't you telling him the detail?
Well, Karl, you know Barnaby is a member of the leadership team, he's a member of the Cabinet, he's a member of the NSC, he's a member of the ERC, and at all these various forums we discuss this important issue of climate change. And what he does know is that it's not a binary choice between strengthening your economy and reducing emissions. I mean, since 2005, which is that benchmark year, we have reduced our emissions by more than 20%. Yet at the same time, our economy's grown by 45% and an additional 3 million people are in work. So as long as the plan's targeted, as long as those investments are in the right areas, renewable energy, hydrogen, carbon capture and storage, technology to drive down the cost of new solar cells, all of those things are in our plan. And as a result, we can grow our economy and reduce our emissions and be part of this global consensus, which is an important one to reach net zero by 2050.
Do you know the best way to cut methane emissions?
Obviously, there's new techniques that are going to be used there, and obviously we are committed to a whole of economy plan to reduce emissions, and that includes agricultural techniques.
Okay.
I won't stop burping or whatever else.
Yep. There you go. Didn't think we'd go there, did you, today? Ali's in one of those moods, Treasurer, sorry.
You know.
We like it too. Thanks for your time today. Have a great weekend. Look, enjoy the freedoms in Melbourne too. It's been a long haul for you and your family. Appreciate it. Breaking news ahead. These are live pictures from Melbourne in the grip of this